If you wouldn't change lives with the person you're about to sleep with, I wouldn't do it. We're going to get into it. Hi, I'm Joe. Welcome back. This is the Ultimate Love Letter. Thank you for joining the conversation. Sex is a energy exchanger. And before we are so quick to label it something much more casual, understand this truth. The moment of intimacy, that is sex, is the moment we are absorbing their energy. You are taking on their trauma into your what should be the most sacred temple of them all. Might we reconsider? I was dating someone, and I say dating very lightly, but we did. We went on about 2 or 3 dates, and I noticed something about him, and immediately I was like, there's no way I could ever bring myself to become any more intimate than what we have been doing, which was in my head just friends. But we were going on romantic dates. I understood what his intention was, and my intention was the same as his. I wanted to like him, but God was showing me something so vividly in his spirit that I just knew I cannot take on this energy. This person, now follow me, because a lot of these qualities on the surface will look like honorable characteristics. But this is why we're to look underneath the surface. Like, what are the habits and the day-to-day of every individual, including ourselves? What is it saying about our beliefs? How we view the world, how we view ourselves, how we view God. This person worked 2 full-time jobs. Nothing wrong with working 2 full-time jobs at all. No judgment, all discernment. He was working 2 full-time jobs, and as I was speaking with him, he was saying, I work, 9 to 5, and then I work 5:30 to 1 a.m., something like that. Then I come home at 2 a.m. and I'm up again at, 5 a.m. Anyway, all his time was totally taken up. But he said something that was interesting. He said, but the beautiful thing is I have made it so where I have 2 of my days off from both of my places of employment the same day. So I get 2 days a week to just rest and do the things that I love. Great is what I thought. Fantastic. At least you're taking that time for yourself, right? Rest and recharge, so important. But what I come to see what was really happening is his days off would come, but he would book other events. Like he was freelancing on the 2 days that he had off. Still going out to work for other employers that would employ him on his 2 rest days. So essentially, you have no time off. You have no rest period. You have no time to yourself. And I remember telling him, you got to give God room to move. And I get it. I totally get it. This is totally a mindset issue. This is where we were taught growing up, is that, it's honorable to work hard, and it is. Absolutely it is. And all we know is if I'm working for someone else, or if I'm earning a paycheck, then I can pay my bills. And that is what, life is all about. And that's what I should be doing. Again, no judgment. But when you are just selling yourself like that around the clock, you are really saying you don't value yourself. You don't value your time. You don't value your health. You're not really trying to become anything beyond what you have always been, because you're not valuing any sacred time, any sliver of time to yourself that will allow you time to even on the side build something, which is your dreams. Like when I spoke to my friend, he had great dreams. They all made sense. I could see it that he could absolutely become everything he dreamed of. But the problem is you're not doing anything in the moment to even begin to create stillness to move that needle forward in any capacity. You get 2 free hours, great. You're looking at how you can book the next gig to make the money. But where is the time for you? Money is paper. Money is everywhere. And what we value, right, will only show up even more in our life. So clearly, and what you don't value as well. And he didn't value his time. What he valued was being an employee. And so great. There is a million entrepreneurs that are looking for workers, and he found them all. Essentially selling his time every waking hour. I'm not kidding. He sold it every waking hour. And all that I just said, all that was going through my mind really came down to a single type of energy. The energy of a slave. Now, I know that word is hard to hear, but that is the energy. You are not valuing anything about yourself, not your health, not your well-being, not even the dreams that you hold in your mind, not the visions that you see when you close your eyes. Not that burning call that you feel with inside of yourself. No, you are down to sell every single waking hour. Straight up, you are a sellout. You're selling yourself out. And I knew, as much as I liked him as a friend, I knew we could never go beyond friendship. And I also knew that we could only go so far even with our friendship, because we are always only the sum of the people we keep in close proximity. So I knew not only can I never become intimate with you, even our friendship has an expiration date, because I know that for me to go as far as I need to go, I need to be inspired by those that are around me. I see the potential in my friend. He's a beautiful soul. He could absolutely do it. His ideas were grand, but I also saw how he wasn't even valuing his own ideas. I find little inspiration, if any, in a friendship like that. Let alone, let's keep it real, taking on that energy into my sacred temple? Absolutely not. Because here's the truth. Whether we want to accept it or not, you are absorbing the essence of who you are sleeping with, who you are having intercourse with. And I know it's so easy, right? I'm human. I get it. I've been there. When sometimes you're just like, I like this individual. I don't see a future with this individual, but, this is great for tonight. I understand those moments. But how can we look at it from a perspective of you are absolutely gaining something profound when you make that decision to shake the sheets with the individual? Which is why I say, if you're not willing to exchange lives with the person that you want to sleep with, perhaps you reconsider that. Their wounds, their trauma, yes, and of course, all those that they have slept with before you, and those traumas are about to enter your sacred temple. You are about to merge energy. Think about the health and the purity, right? Of when you have just gone, any amount of time abstaining, right? Don't you feel healthier in your own spirit? You immediately just feel, you sense when you're in tune with yourself that you are cleansing your temple. And as you cleanse your temple, you elevate, something organically just elevates inside you where you're like, no one around me at the moment even feels worthy to enter this temple. So then you just go on continuing to heal your sacred space. But what's really happening as you're healing your body, you're healing your mind, you're growing in spirit, you're growing in elevation. And that is a result of keeping your sacred energy to yourself until there's a moment where you're met with an individual who is on the same elevation as you. And then it's an energy that you can't wait to take on. You can't wait to absorb. And this is not just absorbing the energy in an intimacy setting, but just the very presence of being around such an individual, exchanging conversation, exchanging thoughts, exchanging beliefs, dissecting life, the deeper conversations. When we are unintentional with who we share our energy with, and even more so, who we exchange our energy with when we're deciding who to sleep with, your whole life before that is sending a message where you are straight up unintentional in your everyday life. And some of us may be thinking it's not that serious. It actually is. Do you want to absorb the mindset of someone who is constantly broke? Someone who is constantly depressed? Someone who is constantly sick? Because that's what you're taking on when we jump into bed with people. If you're just so easily aroused that you just feel like you're just going to give away something that's so sacred and so special to anybody, damned if you don't even feel that they're worthy. You can't even see if they're worthy because we're yet to understand how worthy we are. We're yet to even understand our own worth. So of course you're just, right, giving it out. Not even, no type of criteria, no type of looking at who this individual is, about their life and their background. No, you look good. I'm in the moment. Let's just do the thing. That is a self-worth concern, something far deeper to deal with. But for those of us who understand our self-worth. We got that down. Now it's all about who is worthy to enter our lives in every area. Those who understand their worth are not exchanging energy with anyone other than those who understand their worth as well. So in comes my friend of the past who could not see his own worth. So he sold his life and every waking moment of it for $1. Can't see your worth. We can only go so far. And I'll be doggone if I'm going to take on that energy in my body. And you know what's interesting? Even though, that friendship fizzled out very fast, it did come full circle. Like he came back around again, maybe 2 years later. Of course, just, as a friend. But of course, he was hoping to pick up where we left off. I know the energy when I see it. I had no intention. Like I wasn't the same woman who was going out with him on the 2 or 3 dates that we went on 2 years earlier. This woman I am today wouldn't even entertain not even one date. But when he reached me, I thought, oh, great. I was just thinking about you. Like old friends. Yay, let's catch up. How are you doing? And so as we caught up, I remember telling him, like straight up, the reason we didn't go far is because, and I told him, the energy that you carried was that of, it was slave energy. And he said something to me that confirmed everything I was feeling. He was shocked, of course, when I said it. But he looked me deep in my soul and said, when I'm at work, working for all these employers, I've been telling myself, I feel like a slave. And there we have it. Energy never lies. I could see the aura of everything he was doing just on the outside looking in. Poor guy, God bless him. But he was feeling it in his own spirit and exuding that energy out. And if I didn't step into my discernment enough to recognize it, he was ready to allow me to absorb that energy as well. Think twice about those that we're ready to jump in the sack with. It's more than just a few hours of pleasure. It has the potential to affect the rest of your life. Thank you so much for joining this convo. I want to thank all of our new YouTube subscribers. If you have not found us on YouTube, please consider subscribing there. Also, check us out on Instagram and Threads. All of those links are available in our show notes. I must turn our attention to our official merchandise shop, which is toll.shop, and everything is linked there as well. We have a new book, Fake Ass Vegan, a book on balance, that's available on Amazon. And if you have a copy, make sure you go back and review it there as well. Last but certainly not least, I want to thank everyone who has supported this mission. We have a couple of links down in the description where if you're being led to offer your support, I am praying over every single offering. I'm asking that God multiplies it tenfold. Thank you so much for being here. Until next time, love yourself and love others. We'll chat again real soon. Bye for now.